Please like and subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon to get new video updates.
I was born in Macon, Georgia, and raised in Detroit. So I have this weird combination of Southern and Midwestern. I'm Midwestern to the point that I drove here from Detroit because it seemed senseless to take a plane for under a 4-hour drive. They're like, we're gonna get you a plane ticket. I'm like, it's under 12 hours, it's drivable. And I have a tendency also to be, which I think is Midwestern, to be very punctual. I have a tendency to show up an hour ahead of things. I get laughed at a lot. Even when I fly, I show up to the airport 2 hours before boarding because I'm not gonna be one, because basically what I do is get popcorn and watch other people run to their flights. Now, I want to say I get this because of living in Detroit and being Midwest, and that's not true. I get it from my father. And I want to say that I get it from my father because he's punctual, but that wasn't true either. My dad had a tendency to be late for some things, but the biggest thing he was late for was always movies. He always felt that you didn't need to see things like the previews or the opening credits. Like he figured, if we get real late, we'll just stay at the movie and wait till it starts over and catch the beginning again. So my mother wasn't a fan of going to the movies with him because of these issues, and this brand new movie came out when I was a little kid, and my mother said, I'm not going because I don't want to go to the movies with you. And my dad said, well, I'll go by myself. And she said, you'll take the baby with you. Because that's what wives do. You're not going to go to the movies by yourself while we have children. Are you insane? So I pack off with my dad and we go see Star Wars. Now, my father was late for the movie when we left the house. So by the time we bought our tickets and he got in an argument with the fountain drink dude about how they only had new Coke, and he wanted to drink original Coke, which is not the fountain dude's problem, but my dad didn't see it that way. And then he got into a fight with the popcorn girl because they didn't have popcorn salt, and some of you know what popcorn salt is, and for those of you who don't, I'm not getting into it. It's traumatic, it's triggering, but I just want to tell you, we were super late. So we walked into the movie where the fight scenes are already happening. And I, as a little kid, decided that this wasn't a movie, it was a documentary. I didn't really have that thing yet that told me this is real, this isn't real. So I figured this is real. And so above our heads in the sky at this moment, danger was imminent. So I come home and I try to explain to my mother, because my father's not getting it, that we're in a galactic battle for good. And we are fighting the #1 villain of all time, Darth Vader. Now, I didn't hear Darth. I couldn't, and he was dark, so I figured Darth Vader was what they meant. So my mother's laughing at me because I'm calling him Darth Vader and not Darth, and she's going back and forth. She's like, this isn't real. This is just a movie. Movies aren't real. This guy isn't real. And I said, okay, I don't believe you. He is real, and I need to defend us. So my request for my birthday was a lightsaber. And they had them everywhere, because you'd see the commercial, come to this toy store and get a lightsaber. Now, there are those of you who think that I'm trying to get a toy. I need you to understand that in my brain, I was getting the only weapon that could protect us from evil. And I needed it because this was real. Now, my birthday happens to be the 1st of November, which falls directly after Halloween. So we are in Northland Mall, which is a mall just outside of Detroit in a little town called Southfield. It's one of the first malls built in the country, by the way. We are walking down the hall, and around the corner, in movie quality costume, coming in at 6'4", and approximately 230, 240 pounds, is some dude 100% dressed as Darth Vader. My mother has spent months explaining to me that this guy isn't real. But there he be. Now, when you're little, all the synapses aren't firing, right? Your brain doesn't really know how to brain yet. So I couldn't pick up, I didn't have Darth to begin with. I somehow couldn't pull Dark at that moment. So I just screamed the only thing I could get out, which is, ah, it's Black Vader. My mother does what you did. She busts out laughing. I'm like, the fate of the world is not funny. I am a member of the Rebel Alliance. I must protect us. So I dive into the toy store, go all the way to the back wall, grab a lightsaber. To my disappointment, it turned out to be a flashlight with a plastic tube. But I figured this dude is still far down the hall. He won't know. Like, Darth, I'm gonna do the stance, I'm gonna have the whole thing, and he's gonna be 100%. He's gonna be so terrified that an 8-year-old's got a lightsaber, he's just gonna go away. That's my theory. So I run out of the store with at least 2 cashiers behind me. I get to the door of the store, and my mother is standing there, bold as brass, chatting with Black Vader. And they're yucking it up. And they're having a good old time. And I'm standing in the door of the toy store with 2 cashiers removing my unpurchased lightsaber from my hands. And I let it go because I knew 2 things. 1, my mother was a member of the Empire, which quite frankly didn't shock me that much. And 2, I was gonna need a lot more than a flashlight with a tube on it. Thank you.